Welcome to today's class. This is still Emmanuel Onyewuchi. Okay, so in this class, we're going to have an overview of the Microsoft Office Word 27. Now, what I like to do with my students is to walk you through this application, for you to get familiarized with the application, walk you through the application environment so that you get to understand this application all entirety. Okay, so now in subsequent videos and classes, we'll now start digging into some of the most important things that you can do in this application. So by the time we are through with all the lessons and class in this course, you might have probably covered the entire application software. So you now know where to get all tools, you now know where to find each command that you want to use and all that. This is actually how you get to master tools and all that, even application or online tools, and this is just it. Familiarize yourself with the application or the tools, then learn how to do the most important tasks that tool can be able to be used for, then you master the tools. Okay, so without much ado, let's get to it. So I'm going to launch our Microsoft Office Word 27. So it's not on the desktop, so I'm going to go over to our start screen. So if you are using like Windows 7 and all that, you see start button here and all that, the window button here. Once you click on it, you see a file pop out that will come out. You can go to access all program. From access all program, you'll be able to find the Microsoft Office folder where you now access different versions of Microsoft Office installed in your computer. But in our own case, we are using Windows 8.1. The Windows 10 also will work the same thing. You will find your start screen within your your right hand side. But in Windows 8 or Windows 8.1, you'll find the start screen on your left hand side. So once you go over to it and click on it, you pop up to the start screen. You can access the application softwares here. So this is actually it here, but in some cases you might not find it here also, in case you are using Windows 8 or Windows 8.10. okay, I think they have similar view. You can go to all here, you click on this arrow pointing down, you'll be able to access all the applications installed in your system. So let's go back. This is it here, so I'll click on here to access it. It's going to load and launch and open up to this. So this is how the Microsoft Office 27 interface looks like. Okay, so one of the things you have first is the body of the document. This is actually where you're going to be typing whatever you want to create. Maybe you want to create a fresh document afresh. Okay, so let's say we are learning word processing, right? So this is the body of the document. This is where you get to type anything you want to type. It also has some kind of spell check, what you find when even typing with any kind of tools, even chatting online and all that. Okay, but this is where you get to type anything you have to type on the document. Okay, another thing I want to show you here is the margin. You see the top here, you have the top margin. Look at this place here, you see this top here is known as the margin, the header. You also have it below. If you scroll down to the page, you also see it here. So you also have the left margin, and also you have the right margin. Now this shows you the areas that text doesn't actually appear, but this is the body of the document. You also have the ruler to show you the where your paragraph is going to start. For example, if I copy this, it's going to tell you that once the paragraph gets to once it gets to this place, this ruler is going to break into the next paragraph. So this is actually the ruler, the indications and all that, but this is just the body of your document. Okay, so another thing you also see here is the oblong. The oblong will always indicate where you are going to be typing. So anywhere you see it blinking, that means your next typing is going to appear that place. So anywhere you want to type, you need to make sure you define. Okay, if you are hoping to type here, make sure you define there and the oblong is there. Then you can actually create your text or your sentence or your paragraph. So that is about the environment there. Now, apart from this basic typing and all that, other things you want to access is, if you come to the up here, you find this office button. Okay, the office button is where you can access some command on your Microsoft Word. You see the file like new, open, save, print, prepare, send and all that. So these are things we are going to be accessing some command inside this to show you what you can do with most of all this. But with this one, you can open new document, you can open an existing document, you can save a document, you can save in a different format, you can print your document from this command, you can encrypt your document and do a lot of things in this with this command. Send, you can send through emails and all that. Publish for online. So you might not actually have need to use most of this command, but this is actually what is possible from the office button. Then after the office button, you see at this top here is the quick access toolbar. So if you find here now, you see your redo. If you make mistakes, you can just use the redo here. The alternative to this is your Ctrl Z on your keyboard. Okay, Ctrl Z will undo all your mistake. You also see redo, undo and redo. You see redo, the shortcut is Ctrl Y. Ctrl Y will undo all your mistakes. Okay, you also have open. This is just like this command we have here. This is like putting it easy, making it easy for you to access. You also have the save. So instead of you coming here to save, you can easily access this command here. So if you also come down here, you have access to add other quick access tools command, depending on the one you use most frequently. Okay, so that is it on the quick access toolbar. Now beside the quick access toolbar is the title bar. Now if you start working on document and probably you save it, you give it a name, you find the name here. Default here will have document 1. Okay, and it shows you that this is a Microsoft Word application, but this is what is known as the title bar. Okay, on your Microsoft Word. Okay, so under the title bar you have the menus. Now the menus is where you find the commands. You know what we said Microsoft or word processing applications are known to do. They are known to create, you can edit, you can typeset, you can format, you can print documents with them. So under the menus are where you will find commands that you can use to perform any of these tasks. So we are going to be walking through them to do a lot of things. But under the menu you find ribbon. The ribbon is just like sub menu. So whenever you click on any menu, you find sub menu, sub commands that you're going to be using to do a lot of tasks regards to your document. Okay, in upper version they are not always open in this way. You see them open in drop down. You see a menu drop down will appear where you can now find also the same command. Okay, but that is it. If you go to each of these menu, you find different options and commands to format your document. So that is it about the menu and the ribbon. Okay, what you also have below, if you come below here, you also have your status bar. The status bar, this is where if you open more than one document, let's say I use Control Enter, we open new document, Control Enter, we open new document, Control Enter, we open new document. So but if you look here, you see that now we have 4 pages. Okay, so now this is how I use the Control Enter. Just come to the below of the page. Don't make sure you don't, okay, just any page you are, you just Control Enter, is going to open the new page. It's going to create one page automatically below that page. But this is it now. This shows you that we have 5 pages and I'm on the page 3. You also have your word count here. So the word count shows you that there are 24 words on this document page. So you also have things on that same status bar. You have the view of your document. You know, there are different views. You can have web view. Okay, Control ES key, escape key to go back. You can have different kind of view of your document, ES key, so you can also go back to normal view, but you might not be needing all this. At default, having the default print page is okay. Then also, if you want to zoom it for your document to be tinier or want it to be very bold, it doesn't affect the size of the page. This is just the preview that is just previewing. Okay, you can use the zoom tools on the status bar here to preview your view and all that. Okay, so that is it. Another thing is the scroll bar. Okay, for example, when we scroll like this, you see that the screen is too wide. You can scroll up and down with the scroll bar. You can also use the horizontal scroll bar also to scroll right and left. You can scroll up and down with the one on the top right. Okay, that is just the basic environment on your Word Microsoft Office 27. Your task for this class is to go over to this launch your Microsoft Office 27. If you have upper version, still launch it and just discover that even all these things, the menus and all that, they are pretty much the same, just that your own might have much newer like tools and settings and more commands, but the basic word processing tools that you need are pretty much the same. You also find the menus almost pretty much the same, and also the design, they maintain the same structure, but kind of better designs, and added more features and more commands in the upper version. But just go over them and familiarize yourself with this application. This is the application we are going to be using to do a lot of things on document processing and all that. Okay, so that is it on this class, and I will see you in the next one.